All right. Are you boys going to try and be good for Mama while she's working? Are you going to try and give your best effort? My little pride of Panthers. I wonder if Panthers have a different Hey, there's. I wonder if Panthers have a different thing than Lions, or if it's a pride of Panthers, which at least there's alliteration. So, I heard my computer made noise before, so I should be able to hear everybody. But I can't hear you yet.
Hey, can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I know. It's like one of the most famous lines in contemporary history.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
But that probably
How are
goes
you?
back. Good. That probably goes back to even like smoke signals and like drums and stuff. Can you hear me now? And you're like, wait, yes.
What? You're breaking up.
Thundercloud activity. What was that again? Pick up what on the way home? Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm in a really good mood, and I gave you guys the musical number already. I do that.
Oh no, my goodness.
It just came to me today. I was like, oh, that's perfect for tonight. So I went for it. That's my warm up, you know. I can warm up before the camera goes on, but why? Why bother?
Why sing if there's no camera?
Why bother? I didn't come in as a Leo rising for nothing, right? Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, jeez. So I've got literally everything I need for tonight. I messaged because he's been having some issues with the notifications on his phone, which I understand. So I sent him a message. Has he seen it though? He has not seen it, but Grace is aware.
She's there. Hi.
There she is. Hi. Hi. I gave the message already. I gave it to him quite a few minutes ago. And when you guys watch the video play, oh, did I not record it? Oh, I didn't record the intro. That's why. Oh, sorry. I sang, but you didn't get it. I'll save it for next week. Ha 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 ha. Been a busy day. Okay. No, pause. Recording. No, that was recording. It is on there. New tech. Oh, this is the first. I already said it before you got in. This is the first class I have done on my new laptop that I picked up day before yesterday. Nice. And Hermione Potter, because she's an HP. It is just 7:30 now. I have my cell phone right here. But as I said in the preamble, the pregame here, I have a little story to tell you that just happened today. So I've been working a lot with the invisibles, whatever you want to call them, the guides, the whatever, listening to other teachers here and there, Matt Kahn, just one of them. But really just to like tune me to a frequency, then I shut it off and I talk to whoever I need to talk to. And this morning they were very much like, well, get ready, there's a lot coming. I'm like, yeah, you say that all the time, right? It's like, yeah, whatever, you say that shit all the time. They're like, no, but you're talking about heart's desires tonight, and one of them's gonna get triggered. I was like, trigger, okay. And then I get astrology answers. It's an email that I get every day just to give me like the basic layout, anything going on I need to know about astrologically. And it said, and I was like, oh, there it is. It's like a lot's going to happen today. A lot of things come out of the blue, and there's like Mars and Uranus is involved. I was like, can we leave my anus out of this? So, and I was like, all right, well, let's see. You know, like big New York short chip on my shoulder. So I'm getting ready. I'm making plans to travel upstate Saratoga to see my family for the holidays. But since I am eventually moving up there, it can be delayed but not prevented, unless the gods have another ace up their sleeve. When don't they? So she wants me to come for like a little bit more than a week. She goes, you're usually here for 4 days, and with Christmas and everything and your brother and all of that, there's just not enough time. And she says, and I want to set up some places for you to look at, not that we're going to buy now, but so that you can feel out the different areas and see what kind of houses, because the houses up there they just are. So I reached out to a friend, to some of us here on Facebook. So I did a house call for her maybe a month or so ago, because she's not that far away. She's in too close. I can't remember. I suck at names. And I said, well, you're so close. And I said, would you at any point mind pet sitting if I can't find anybody? Because my friend who does it is very, very busy. And she said, oh my God, that sounds great. Sure. Just to like check on my boys once a day, feed them. But then I could divvy it up between the two of them. So we were having trouble, Mercury retrograde. We were having trouble like connecting, even to like chat on a video call. And so today, after I did the Aries, they were like, now, right? Because now Mercury's direct. Like, now. And I did, and I caught her, and we spent a good half hour chatting. And she did something that I was not aware of that she did involving me. That was the trigger. Now, so you may or may not know, I have a long distance mentorship relationship with Carolyn Mace, PhD, right? Anatomy of the Spirit, Sacred Contracts, all of her books, Defy Gravity, Entering the Castle, have been pivotal for me. She's my favorite female spiritual teacher. Because she's a tough cookie, right? She's a tough cookie. So we were talking about it. She goes, oh, yeah, I emailed Carolyn Mason, sent her one of your videos, because what you do with her cards is absolutely amazing. I was like, yay! And it's funny that that's the one, because I've said it before, there are only two people on planet Earth that intimidate me, even just a little bit. One is Carolyn Mace, PhD, and the other is Christy Hines from The Pretenders, because she would cut a bitch. You could just see, like you look at her the wrong way, she would split your throat while you're sleeping. I love her. Right. I would never want to piss her off. Those are the only two, really.
Oh, Mark, you're so funny.
Well, that's what makes, I am the spoonful of sugar that makes the spiritual, well, sorry, I am the spoonful of organic raw honey that makes the spiritual truth go down. So let's settle in. Please get yourself comfortable in a position you can stay in for just like a couple of minutes, nothing too heavy or too deep. And as ever, check in. We think of self-care as such an ongoing checklist that we have to brush our teeth and comb our hair and eat right and exercise, which requires time, right? Which requires a checklist. It's just a checklist. But to take a minute, 60 seconds more is better, I think, to just check inside, to start with the body, just scan head to toe, right? Like imagine, this is an interesting image, like imagine, you rescued a kitten or a puppy and it's its first night and it's all swaddled up, right? A little teeny tiny thing. It's like you just gotta make sure while you're tucked in, you fizz, you got enough water, that kind of care. Remembering that as you relax, that muscles and bones usually need to be readjusted as you relax. So what is comfort one moment can be slight discomfort the next. So that the body is at rest. So now the mind can relax. And relaxing the mind is as simple as just allowing it to do what it's going to do as you witness it. Focusing on the breath is a good way to do that. Just being the silent witness. Like, again, you're looking at a stream out in nature, and these leaves just drift on by. So you can feel yourself. So you can feel the body naturally relaxing. And you can feel things slowing down, your heart rate. And you can't really acknowledge any of that in the past or the future. It's just here now. There's less activity in the mind. That is relaxing. It's the definition of relaxing. It's like there's less going on. And you naturally come into your center that way. Just a gravitational pull going from the surface level of the mind deeper towards the core, towards the center. And it's from this place I offer this prayer. As I call upon our collective pantheons of the divine, our guides, masters, teachers, angels, archangels, gods, goddesses, saints, angels, totems, healers, ancestors, higher selves, and beyond, all the way back to the divine singularity, to please encircle this work we do tonight in a force field of light, containing and protecting what we share, that all information and energy that exchanges between us does so clearly, cleanly, and for the well-being of all. And as ever, I offer myself, use me, use my voice, use my mind, use every chakra, energy system, all of myselves in timeline, known and unknown, that I may serve and do what I love, and in that alone fulfill my heart's desires for the well-being of all. Thank you. So more to be in service. And we have one of my guest stars here joining me. Kermit Arms.
Hey, little kitty.
Shingo guy. What's his name?
That's Sebastian, Sabby for short. S-A-B, not S-E-B. Sebastian from the French. Sebastian.
Sebastian.
All right, go lay down. He's a little crabby crab, but he's always by my side. So, let's do this. The energy's good. I had a very, very busy week, but a very, very good day. So let's talk about heart's desires. When I talk to my guides about this subject, which comes around every now and again, it's not usually when I'm in a good place, right? They don't bring it up when I'm in the happy bouncing along, because when you're manifesting your heart's desires, you're enjoying yourself too much usually to notice it.
Mm-hmm.
It's when something is lacking, or at least that's our perception, or when we're not feeling so good, when we become overwhelmed, inflamed. If the Abraham Hicks emotional guidance scale, everything from bored down to depressed, right? That part of it. And they will broach the subject. And so when they started with this, that's what inspired the title for tonight. I guess it was last week or the week before. Because I've known for a while, at least a couple of years, that my heart's desires, I can't get rid of them. I can't run away from them because they're in the heart. Right? It doesn't matter where I go. I can push them down. I can ignore them. But they've made it very clear that that's being miserly, like a miser, and that's where miserable begins. You get that miser, miserable, like a miser. You just kind of hoard. It's like, right?
Mm.
So what they essentially have told me over the years is that you did not give yourself your heart's desires, that they were given to you, that they were written into this lifetime before you drew breath, before you were even in your, really, I think I talked about this a little bit last week. At the time of the Big Bang, right, when the singular became the multiple all at once, all dimensions, because time happens like that. It's all on. Here you go, the simpler the shit gets, actually. So to understand that, there's a reason why you cannot run away from your heart's desires, because they go with you. And what they are, and like, this is not the whole class, but it's a big central point we're going to return to. Your heart's desires then are encoded pieces of the divine plan and your role in it, because they're nobody else's heart's desires. They involve other people sometimes. I mean, if your heart's desires is to climb to the top of the mountain, the Himalayas, obviously you're going to meet people along the way, but that's a singular heart's desire, you know, just for you, for whatever purpose. I have no desire to do such a thing. I don't like heights. But I do really want to go to the Greek Isles before I die. That. See, that's like, right? See what I mean? And now look, here's I would like to go to Paris. I really want to go to the Greek. See, that's how you can tell. Like, yeah, but I would love to go to Ireland. I went there as a kid.
Ireland, yes.
I would really love to go to Greece, right? You could the difference there. So, and we're going to talk about this. What happens when, no matter what you do, a heart's desire doesn't manifest in physical form, right? No matter how much you try, no matter how much you strive. And I've brought them to that several times. They're like, well, that's part of the mystery. But remember, it's never about the end result. It's never about the goal. It's about the journey that gets you there. And that's what your heart's desires are all about. And you know that already. You know that. It's not about the destination. It's not about the manifestation. That's the only way to get the ego and the personality in on it. This thing that when you think about it, you know, all of a sudden you're an ingenue in a 1940s like romantic comedy, right? And Broadway, you know,
Yeah.
heart's desires. So, so then, of course, then me being a teacher, they give me this very simple exercise. Write down your heart's desires over a period of time. Write down your heart's desires over a period of time, because I know what a bunch of them are. But it's also sometimes like trying to put together a puzzle, but you haven't taken all the puzzle pieces out of the box. You know what a bunch of them are. So I thought tonight, since we're in this heart space, Moon is in Taurus, I believe, so we can get to Taurus second house, lifelong value. So what could be more than a lifelong value than your heart's desire, you know? So what we're going to do, because it takes a little altitude to do this, we're going to do praise, gratitude, and love circle. Now, have you done this with us before, praise, gratitude, and love?
No.
Oh, good. Oh, good. A virgin, which means I get to explain it. Okay, let's settle in. I worked with, and it's a story that I tell because the story's better than me just explaining the technique. Have I mentioned how much I love working from home? Okay. I was going to do tonight in my bathroom, but I decided not. So I worked with the Ashaya monks, Ishaya, when I started drawing the circle productions in 1998, and have had an on and off affiliation with them for, I guess, 23 years. And they were taught by their master, Maharishi Sadashiva Ashaya, MSI, they called him. He crossed over. This process about the upward spiral, that everything is on an upward spiral, even when it looks like it's going backwards. It's not. It's part of the evolution. Remember, we only see a teeny tiny point. But he said that the height of the upward spiral is the vibration of love, unconditional, all-encompassing love.
Mm.
All right, let's feel that right now, shall we? All right, you can't. You just can't. Everybody feel love. You can say it. Yeah, I love. No, but okay. Unconditional, all-encompassing. We are all one. We are the world. We are the children. Love. Go. No, you need a rib spreader. No, it's not going to happen unless you're there, right? So they say under that is gratitude, but the gratitude that gets you to that has to be genuine. And here's a story that is, it's not really what happened, but Christmas Day, Aunt Helen brought you a present. I had an Aunt Helen, bless her soul, she was great. And you open it up and it's steel wool socks and you're 5 years old. And everybody just says, say thank you to Aunt Helen. Thank you, Aunt Helen. Thinking you're gonna bleed later, right? You know, so we have a lot of false gratitude. You should get thankful for that liver and onions, which, by the way, I love liver and onions now, but as a kid, not so much. Taste develop, an acquired taste. So we can have a lot of baggage around gratitude. You should be thankful that, you know, codependent relationships. Well, but I'm here. I may abuse you. I may neglect you, but you should be thankful. I'm like, yeah, vaffanculo, all right? No thanks.
There you go.
So we can have a lot of Brillo pad around gratitude. But they said that praise is the open doorway to the upward spiral. That it is, it is easy to start with praise, but praise, now I add this part, praise is a weird word because you don't hear that word. I mean, you do hear that word outside of religious context, right? Praise the Lord, praise Jesus, you know, praise Cthulhu, praise whoever, praise more like this. And unless it is connected to blame, praise and blame, like in Taoism, they say no praise, no blame. It's just the road, it's just the path, right? So because if you got a lot of praise, it was false, right? So we can have a lot of stuff about that too. So I have done this praise circle thing with groups for decades, really 23 years at least. And I say, if the word praise doesn't work for you, because linguistics is important, words have power, try like. I like that. I like that. I like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around the circle. And I'm going to say I like or I praise, and you fill in the blank one at a time. But before we do that, and then we're going to do gratitude and love, but as a barometer, as a way of just not giving yourself an oil check necessarily, but just to notice how quickly it works on a scale of 1 to 10, where you are right now, no judgment. 1 being nobody know to trouble I seen. 10 being I'm walking on sunshine, right? Katrina and the waves. Where are you? Take a minute. Just tune in. Where am I? Where am I? Scale of 1 to 10 emotionally, vibrationally. I didn't say I'm a 6. I'm happy to be here. I'm bopping along, but I wouldn't call it bliss. I'm at a 6. Where are you, do you think? Do you feel?
I'm at a 4.
4?
Yeah,
Trish?
I'm at a 4 today.
Okay, you metaphor?
Yeah, I'm a metaphor.
Yeah, I'm metaphor.
I'm a metaphor with my
I forgot what I metaphor. Where are you at?
All day I've actually been sobbing. And that little boy in the picture is part of a very long story. Okay. However, the number is going up. I'm getting closer as I joined this class. You know, I'm here for needs. You know, I mean, that's enough.
Well, so that's the thing. You can't take your temperature from yesterday today. So just right now, 1 to 10.
Right now, I'm at a 5.
A 5, right? Okay, so we're at a 4, a 5, and a 6. Great. We're right in the middle. So we're gonna do this now. I'll start it off, and I'll say the thing. Fill in the blank. I like or I praise blank, and then I'll say shit. Then I'll say. Then I'll do mine. We'll go around.
Okay.
So, and now look, people sometimes start these things with these grand, high philosophical, spiritual things. It's like start low volume. I like coffee.
Oh, yes, I like coffee very much, and I praise the coffee beans.
Its magical powers of sweetness. Yes.
I like hot chicken soup with lemon in it, which is what I like.
Lemon, yeah. I like falling asleep on the couch at 5 p.m. so I can do my stuff afterwards. I really like that. I like that freedom.
I like being around laughter. I actually love humor in the face of this world.
We'll get to love. We'll get there, but you like humor.
Okay.
You like being around.
I like humor.
I don't know if this is going to stop it. I like money. Moving on.
No. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Oh,
and the power to do good with the money like a superhero. You know.
Gotcha. I like massages, getting them. I like getting massages.
Oh yes. Oh goddess, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like bright environments. I like color on the walls.
I like light. I like rooms that are very well lit, that I'm not in a tomb. I like light.
Okay, so now take a breath. Where are you now? 1 to 10. I'm at a 7. I bumped up a notch. We didn't do it for very long, but I'm at a 7. Where are you?
I'll go. It's to a 6. I'll move it up.
Yeah,
I'll move it up.
We're not looking to quantum leap. We're just looking up a notch.
Well, I usually, I'm an impatient, baby Sag. Like what?
Put the pedals to the metal. Practice. I'm moving on up to the east side.
I hear you.
In the sky. Where are you?
I went up to a 5.5.
Yeah, 5.5.
The speed limit. Nice. I went up to the 5.5. We're at the speed limit.
Leave it to an Aquarian to bring a decimal point into an emotional conversation.
Hey, I am a Libra. I am a Libra rising as well, so I seek balance. Thank you.
Everyone knows she's windy.
She's windy.
Starry eyes. I'm a fucking jukebox. Okay, so the next level up is gratitude. Now, this is where it starts to get real, because like and praise is fun.
Right.
What are you grateful for? What are you thankful for? I'm grateful for, or I'm thankful for. So let me start. I am grateful for my home.
Yes, I am also very grateful for having a home. Very.
I am very grateful for my home. Absolutely. Yes. Grateful for having my home.
I am grateful for the ability to work and serve from my home. Really, the freedom and the creativity. I'm grateful for that.
I don't want to leap, but it's very, very true and fundamental. I am grateful for the people who have been kind or helpful to me in my life. I mentioned last time, I'm an alcoholic, sober for 31 years. That didn't happen by myself.
Yeah, no, you can jump ahead. Be authentic about it. If you're feeling it, that's the
okay.
way.
No, I'm very, very grateful, and thank you.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for this exchange of energy in this space. For me, not just being, basically off in my corner and for all intents and purposes, dead to the world, to be able to exchange this energy and to vibrate upward. So I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for Mark. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for this.
Thank you. Let's see. What am I truly, truly grateful and thankful for? Just on a practical level, I am so grateful that if I really need something, I can walk around the corner to the market instead of dealing with Stop and Shop.
Oh, he heard my mind. How did he do that?
Get it. I get it. I'm not laughing at you.
Stop and Shop's a little concocted, you know.
Oh, please.
I go in with a hazmat suit. I'm a vertical.
Suit,
I don't have
yes.
to do that around the corner. They know me. We laugh. I go in there. I am so grateful for that family that runs that mini mart. They're truly a blessing. I am grateful for the ease, convenience, and friendliness there. How about you?
I'll second that, but I'm going to go on with, I'm also a jukebox, and there's a line that I'm going to take out, which is, I am grateful, and this is authentic. I am grateful for anyone who is happy and free. That's George Harrison. And he's carried me far and long. Yeah.
Hallelujah. Sorry, I grew up with that song in my head.
Oh shit! She's bringing tears to my eyes because that really touched the heart chakra.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess I'm going into my Beatles mode, you know.
Go, baby.
Yeah. I am grateful for the gift of music. The gift of music that uplifts people. That it brings us together. That it just, you know, sometimes it captures a moment and we're there. I am grateful for music. I am grateful for the ability to sing, even if it's just me and my Wonder Woman poster.
Yeah.
I am grateful for that. Immensely grateful.
Check in. Where are you? 1 to 10. Nice solid 8. Nice solid. Oh, at 801, 802. 8. I looked up. I'm like, yeah, that's the number. Where are you?
No, I'm having fun. I'm up at a 7.
Yeah, right. Like,
I'm having fun. Yeah. Wow.
Don't get mad at me. I'm like I'm at a 6.3, 6.4.
You're the one creating the scale for yourself. How can I judge that? No. Congratulations. I'm grateful you're at a 6.3, 6.4.
And I'm inching upward. I'm going upward.
But here's the big one. Love.
Oh.
I love blank. I love blank. So I'm going to start simple and see where it goes. Instead of shooting the moon, I'm just going to like scratch the top of my head. All right.
Okay.
I love waking up with my 3 cats surrounding me. I love just waking up, whether it's in the afternoon or in the morning, right? And they're all snoring in different, you know, vibes. But that I am the leader of the pack, leader of the tribe, and so they protect me while I sleep from, I don't know what they're protecting me from, but I love waking up with my cats around me.
Somebody just dinged, I don't know, whatever. I can't help but go to the higher because it's what's going on with me now. Yeah. And always has. Yeah. There's many things I love, but I love, and I'm grateful for, and I appreciate people of integrity. I have, I'm out of the codependency, but the wounds and people with integrity heal my wounds from manipulative.
You're amazing.
This is coming from the 5-year-old. I absolutely love the idea and concept of Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I love dreaming about being Wonder Woman. I love the 70s show, obviously. They had a marathon this weekend, and all of my childhood stuff just came up, and I still have that alive within me, and I love having that alive within me. you know, being filled with justice, for, you know, or being kind to people, or, you know, being noble, and I don't know, and wearing a really cool outfit, and just, you know, going out and doing good just for the heck of it. You know, that superhero mentality type thing. I love that. And the 5-year-old in me is like, it's still alive. It's still alive. It's not dead. It's still alive. It's still alive.
She's in there. She's in there. All right,
with me. She's just, yeah. Okay.
Well, you brought back some good stuff that's in my present life right now. I love how superhero movies are everywhere right now.
Yes.
I love that. I know a lot of people are like, they're not real movies. I'm like, it doesn't matter.
What?
You know, like, I forget, it was Al Pacino. One of them says it's destroying the universe or whatever. It's destroying the industry. It's not. It gives me that. I think Martin Scorsese. That's who said it. It's all right. He's Martin Scorsese. You can't tell him shit anyway. But
Did you see 2004 Batman? Okay, because that was a brilliant movie. I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry.
But that's what I mean. It's like seeing the heroic spirit that is inside of me reflected. Right. And the hero's journey. Thank you, Joseph Campbell, for naming the hero's journey. I love that. It gives me context. I literally, my eyes well up. I watched Titans on it was the season finale of Titans on HBO Max with Wonder Girl, Donna Troy, Connor Leslie. She's the perfect casting for her. It's just so good. The whole thing is so good. So I love that. It really engages me.
I'll stay on the theme, but veer off a little. I do love and have intentionally utilized movies of real life heroes, generally World War II, Holocaust heroes, and it is the need. It fulfills what has lacked in what I've discovered over the last couple of years. So yes, I love heroes, and I love Joseph Campbell. But I don't want to be a hero. I'm the reluctant hero.
We've got something for that in this little book that we're going to do later.
Okie doke.
Yeah. What do you
love?
It's
interesting you mentioned World War II. The writer in me is, there was a time in World War II where they held out a city for 2 months, and then the city fell. And I love those people that stood up for that 2 months, because I wanted to write a story about how they were able to, it may appear that, yes, the city fell, but for the 2 months they held out. And there was something heroic with that. And it did produce some things that maybe you didn't see. You know, them holding out that city prevented something else from happening somewhere else. And it could have turned the whole war, you know. So I love those people that did that had the courage to stand up and do that. And
the Warsaw Uprising probably is what you.
Yes, ma'am. That's it.
I love them too. Yeah, we're in sync, babe.
We're in sync. We're in simpatico. So I love those heroes that stood up. I love them. Their courage, their strength.
Okay, everybody take a nice deep breath. This is our third round.
Okay.
What do you love? What do I love? What do I love? What do I love? I love the relationship that my mother and I have evolved through and to where we are right now. I love that. I love my mom. I love our relationship. It's a healthy relationship. Yeah, that's why I love my mom.
I love that, and I love playing. I love playing, and I love playing this. This is reality. I don't watch TV much, you know. Love this. Thank you.
I love my mom. I love my mom because she has stood in places where gods have run from and angels have run from. And she's struggling right now, but I love her, and I'm glad that I chose her. And she let me choose her. She wrote a really good essay when she was in high school, which is why I chose her. Long story. But I love my mom because, I'd be dead without Mom. So,
So now check in.
Okay.
Now check in. Now check in. 1 to 10. I'm at a 9. I'm not running over. Overflowing.
Okay.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gone up. I've got to say 8, and which is like a miracle compared to 1 hour ago.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Got it. Where are you?
I'm sorry, I had too much cheese yesterday. I'm at a 7.7. Okay.
That's okay. Too much cheese.
I had cheese and rice cakes.
I have
okay?
never
I
heard
pigged out.
I have never heard those words said in that order before, ever in the other lifetime.
Well, there you
I had
go.
too much cheese yesterday. I might use that. I think I'm going to use that in situations where it would never apply. Why are you running late? I'm sorry. I had too much cheese yesterday.
Well, because it binds the universe together. Oh, wait a minute. That's the Force. No, that's the Schwartz. Whatever.
It's all part of craft. K-R-A-F-T. Okay. No.
Oh my God.
I knew he would do it.
I'm still in father phase. I still have the fucking dad jokes. So now take a minute, feel this vibe. And, we're not going to go deep, but just put your hand on your heart and just silently say these words to your heart. Honey, thank you for holding all these desires in you. Heart, what are your desires? What is written in there? Heart, what is it you really, 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 really want? And just sit with that. And just listen. You're not trying to figure it out. You just knocked on the door. And just let one of them emerge. Doesn't matter if it's great, big, huge, life-changing, earth-healing, or if it's just one of those things that you've always wanted, maybe you've even had here and there. Just because you manifest a heart desire once doesn't mean you can't over and over and over again. And when you've got one, we're going to go around the circle again. And if you don't want to speak it, you don't have to. But I know one of my heart's desires is to be in the arms of a man who's right for me. Mm. And I don't mean right that we have all the perfect toxicity to blah, blah, blah. No, I mean in the arms of a man who is a hero, who has the strength, who can handle me, who's not afraid, and who's just a good man. Mm. How about you? What's one of your heart's desires?
One of my heart's desires is to have enough money to live stress-free. That's not even in my Bronx apartment, not freaking out about borrowing from Peter to pay Paul and all that.
All right, so remember these. We're going to go around and talk about these first. I just want to hear what they are, because they're giving me more and more and more to go deeper into this. It's just the beginning. What's one of your heart's desires that just rose up?
I want to sing again, and I want to have hope that it isn't all over.
Yeah.
That it's not. Everybody's looking around and saying, "Oh well," and I'm like, "Well, I'm lucky. I know what body parts I have, Yeah. And I want to sing, and yeah, that's it.
Okay.
And be okay."
And so the next question, and that's why you have this recorded. You can write this down later.
Right.
What would it feel like to have that heart's desire manifested? And I'm sure it's more than one emotion, but take a moment. Talk to your heart. Your brain's not trying to figure this out. Your heart has a brain of sorts. All right, heart. I know one of your heart's desires. Talk to it like an entity, right? To a being. One of your desires. I understand. What would it feel like to have that? What would it feel like to manifest that fully into form? And really take a few minutes with this. Don't rush for an answer. Feel it. Feel the answer. Just another few minutes, seconds of that. It's a lot. And there's no wrong answer to this. All right, open your eyes, come back in. Let's talk about this. What it would feel like is that safety and that vulnerability to really drop some of those boundaries, drop some of those walls. Tears came to my eyes. I don't even know what emotion this is, but I know what it feels like. It's love. And safety, right? You don't have to worry about they're not lying, none of that.
Right.
So what does yours feel like?
Mine feels like freedom, which is vague. So what I'm going to say is, you love massages.
Yeah.
This would feel like a massage every day for the rest of my life.
It's so
Stress,
peaceful,
release.
Yeah, chill.
Yeah.
Blissful. Yeah.
Yes, blissful. Okay.
Right. So what does yours feel like?
I want to say safe, but like I made it to the point I was supposed to make it to. It's like, oh, okay, cool. We got to this space. Yay!
Accomplished.
Yes. Oh, goody. Like
accomplished.
I'm not out on Pluto hanging out and basically just everything. I'm actually right in the center where my spiritual father made me to be, or mother, whatever, God's goddess, whatever. And oh, cool. Oh, I'm not running from something. I'm actually where I'm supposed to be. Oh, that's so odd. Because I'm usually running in the opposite direction. I have a Jonah complex, okay? So it would be, but it would feel safe, but good safe, not
like
I don't know.
Safe from, but safe.
Yes, that's it. That's safe.
I'm Italian. Safe.
Safe.
Molto bene.
Pizza.
Molto bene. Hey.
I got my pizza and I'm good. I got my pizza and it's good and I can share with others, and there you go. Pizza is the sacred food of the gods.
The first question is, what's the heart's desire? The second question is, how would it feel to manifest that? The third question, your heart might not know the answer to, but it might have a piece of the puzzle. So go back in.
Okay.
And the mind is going to try and get in the way.
Of course. Yes.
So really take a moment and breathe.
Okay.
And we're just taking that one heart's desire of many. Right. So there's mine, to be in the arms. It feels like that. The question is, how could that serve the divine plan? What is the divine purpose in that? And really take some time. Feel that. Feel that. What is the purpose of this heart's desire? Well, I got my answer for now. Can give you a little time. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
The purpose of it is that I just heard, and it wasn't so much from my heart, it was higher, chakra-wise. Its purpose is that it's pulling me forward, teaching me how to love myself. I know it sounds very cliche, but to really learn how to love myself in so many ways so that I get ready for that experience.
Okay.
So it's not about waiting for him to show up. It's the carrot pulling me forward on my spiritual path. That's its purpose.
Right.
My evolution and healing. That's the purpose to it.
First, I want to say I don't believe that it's cliched. So I'm gonna. I barely know you, but I'm gonna call you out on negative language. You know,
honey, I
it's
speak
not
language all day long.
Yeah. Why am I here? I mean, this is where. But
I think you know
it's
what
foundational.
Yeah,
I do know what you mean, and I'm sorry if I overstepped.
No, that's what you know. You didn't. It's just like this whole TikTok generation. You gotta love yourself, and it's all about makeup. It's like, get over yourself.
No, I know. Oh, please. You see, I don't even interact with that crap. I can't. I just can't.
But it's just
Okay,
like
so
shadow work is loving yourself, and it's painful as fuck, right? It's like loving yourself. It's like the vanilla frosting.
Yeah.
What is the purpose then? How does your heart's desire?
My heart's desire of the freedom from bondage of debt is that it would free me to move forward and do more of what I would like to do, rather than spending my time trying to survive. I've had money, not a lot, but I was self-sufficient and whatever. Too long a story, but I live on disability in New York City. You know, like it's fucking crazy. I spend too much time with that, where there are things that I want to do. There are other things that I want to do that would serve in my evolution, in my healing, and spreading that to others. Yeah. So that's what
purpose. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Taking on both of your points, in order for me to do that singing, being in that moment, sending out that healing energy, there needs to be the infrastructure set up for accepting myself. And it's something that I still struggle with. There's still that little, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? You didn't do this. You didn't do that. You're not going to get this. You're not going to get that. What do you think you are? Special? I mean, there's still that in there, and it festers. So for me to be able to be in that moment, to sing in front of a lot of people and just do what I do, the toning and whatever it is, and for people to feel healing from that, I would have to completely accept myself, from my roots to my nuts to my whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah. So I would have to be accepting of this self so that I can share, or this can come through me. And what people have said is, oh, wow, that sounds so healing. And it's not me doing the healing, it's spirit.
Yeah, well, but you are spirit too, so you know there's credit where credit is due.
But I also agree with what Tricia said about the money thing. It frees you. You want to be free of that, so you can start doing these other things that you see there's a need for, whether it's helping people, food, depression, anxiety, whatever it is. You want to be able to be free to do. Okay, that's it. I'm sorry.
No, that's good. That's a very powerful thing. So there is a fourth question, but this is not one we're going to do here, because these are just coming to me as we're doing this. What is the purpose, the divine purpose, the higher purpose of it not manifesting yet? Yeah, see, and so save that one. Save that one for offline. What is, because here is where the rubber hits the road with this stuff. A judgment is nothing more than our ego and or our personality's opinion that something is not part of the divine plan. That's all it is. Because everything's part, you know, when I was a kid, I went to what they used to call confraternity classes, Catholic.
What?
Okay. So
What
God
is
is
that?
everywhere. God, I'll never forget first
Oh
grade.
my goddess.
God is everywhere. I'm like, then why do we have to go to church?
Thank you. Thank
Little
you.
pagan kid.
I'm hanging out with you,
Why do
Mike.
we
Trouble, trouble, and trouble. Same thing.
split the log? Oh, I wish I had known. St. Francis said split the log, and there I am. Right? Yeah, man. My mom has always said, "You're such a wise ass," and I remember just saying, "Would you rather a dumbass?" She's just like, shit. That's why we're friends now, because I drove her nuts, as kids are supposed to do. So, think about that. Think about it. But that's the thing. The mind is going to say, "Well, there could be this," and if you're looking for reasons, you're flying too low. Purpose. The human being has confused reason with purpose, like cause and effect. They're not. There is a purpose to everything. To everything. I mean, and the best and the worst of it all from our point of view. Right? From Adolf Hitler to macaroni and cheese. Just went to two extremes. I don't know why I put Hitler and cheese together, but I did. Right? But just all that. From zippity doo dah zippity a to nobody knows the trouble I seen. Well, that was a little racist. All right. Walking on sunshine to nobody knows the trouble I've seen. So that there is a purpose, and that purpose, so important to know this, is to absolve you so that you can absolve yourself. You mean I haven't done anything wrong? No, you haven't done anything wrong. That your heart's desire is not manifesting when, how, where, and with whom you want it to does not mean that you're a law of attraction manifestational fuck up at all. No.
It doesn't.
That's
my brain goes there.
Timing. So think about that. Like, so why haven't I met in his arms? Why hasn't that happened yet? And I'm a Virgo. I will think, well, I don't know. Maybe I got a chakra out of alignment. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe in a past life I pissed on the Pope and this is the payback. It's a good time to jump in. Me talking about, water sports with His Holiness. Hi, Michael. Welcome.
Hello.
Why isn't this working? Oh, there we go.
Hey, there you are. Hi.
Hello. Hi. Hello.
So we have journeyed so far, so fast in the past hour, which you're going to catch up on this when you watch it and be like, oh, fuck. We just did an exercise. An exercise is just for me. Tuning into the heart chakra, asking talking to the heart, like it is the entity, it is the heart chakra. What's one of the many heart's desires in there? Number two, what would it feel like to have it? And we're not thinking about it, we're feeling it out. What would it feel like to manifest that? Third question, how is that desire part of the divine plan? What is its purpose? Not the reason, the purpose. And then the fourth question we just addressed is, what is the purpose to that heart's desire not manifesting yet? So there was a lot in there. Oh
yeah.
But what we did to get into that heart space is we did the praise, gratitude, and love thing. So what we were just talking about is judgment. Judgment is nothing more than our opinion that something's not in the divine plan. And because of that, we deal with this thing called guilt. Well, guilt and its evil twin brother, shame. And then evil cousin, blame. Yeah. All right. Guilt is I've done wrong. Shame is I am wrong. Blame is it's your fault. So all three of those things can often be one thing. The soul does not do that. The eternal part of you does not do that. The personality may be prone to it when it is overwhelmed, when it is tired, when it is exhausted, inflamed in any way. But it is usually the ego's point of view. But rarely does the ego claim the guilt and the shame as much as it does blame. That the ego is always about being the victim, rarely the victimizer. Okay? So the truth is, and I said this in the beginning, and now you're going to probably hear it a little differently. We did not choose our heart's desires. So my heart's desires was to be essentially in the arms of a good man, like the right guy. That's what I call the right guy. There's a lot to unpack in what the right guy means, but that's good enough for now. Well, you know what? My soul doesn't necessarily crave that because it's at one with the divine. So it's not like my soul was like, okay, this lifetime I really want to be held in the arms of a good man. Your soul is gender neutral. It was chosen to play the role. The soul inhabiting this body. That's interesting, referring to myself in such a third. What fucking tense was that, first, second, or third person? The soul in this body, needed to learn something. There's a purpose, needed to experience something, a journey, wanted to take the journey. So in order for it to develop what it wanted to develop, it was like it went to a casting agent. And they said, look, kid, have we got a role for you?
Oh, yeah.
Right, because what does an actor usually ask of the writer or the director of a play, a movie, whatever? What's my motivation? What is it that I want? What's driving me? Now, look, in the morning, I fucking want coffee. I don't know if that's a heart's desire. That's a survival mechanism, right? You know, it's like, of course I want money, but money in exchange to, we all talked about that a little bit, to have that freedom in there. Ooh. But to get that, the purpose, that third one, what is the purpose of that? Is our growth, is our evolution. Therefore, it not happening how, when, where we want it. If we know the why as simply as possible is for the evolution of my soul, then it couldn't have happened any other way. There's no need for guilt. In fact, there's nothing to forgive, and that's called absolution, the grace of absolution. Extreme unction, last rites, right? They're like, boink, you're good. You're good. Everything you ever fucking done doesn't matter anymore, which it doesn't anyway, even if you don't get doinked with the oil. I'm telling you, you guys have this little content that when I die, you can fucking sell this shit on like Comedy Central or whatever. Mark it up, sell it off. I don't care. You paid for it. So this is now a real turning point. I don't know about for all of humanity, but first of all, do you remember the movie The Secret?
Didn't see it, but I'm going back in my mind to your carrot.
I heard about it.
It's the carrot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. This is, yeah.
Conditioning that you're not doing it right. Well, the thing about law of attraction is the idea that it was a secret made me roll all three of my eyes. I was like, secret? It's written on the emerald tablets of Hermes. Get over yourself. Right? Secret, fucking secret.
Which is why I didn't see it.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. As a man thinketh, so he shall be. Old Testament. I mean, it's the basic premise. But what did the ego do with it? The ego turned it into, well, if I do this, I can get this. Give me exercises to do. Busy work, busy work, busy work. And went all in. That's what I saw. And I felt, I mean, I taught law of attraction because law of attraction, there's a lot of crossover. There's a lot of crossover there. Because if you don't yourself, it's not going to work, blah, 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 blah. And I'm not shitting on Rhonda Byrne, bless her soul. She turned a lot of people on to the initial stages of this stuff. But it doesn't exactly work that way the higher you go in vibrational consciousness. From the ego's point of view, cosmic cash machine, right? Not just money, love, the perfect body, travel, blah, 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 all the stuff, all the physical third dimensional stuff, all right? The personality is like, oh, I get to feel good all the time to manifest everything I want. How long does that last? What I mean, where the term emotional bypassing comes from. Oh no, can't feel that. God, no, I can't. I have to manifest. I have to get into the vortex. I have to be in the vortex all the time.
Oh
If
my
I
God, I
don't,
experienced that.
then
Yeah.
the ego says, oh my God, I'm not going to get my stuff. Now, remember, we're talking about heart's desires here, hardwired into the hardware of your heart chakra, written in, right? To then rise above all of that, the soul sees all of this stuff as, oh, this is a quantum game, like a video game. And all of these potentialities are here. And yes, being a vibrational match to something will align me with it, but it can't make me happy. It can't make me happy because it's as above, so below, as within, so without. And I don't get always what I want unless what I want is also what my soul needs. Total absolution. We couldn't have understood it any other way than starting with, if you do a vision board and stare at it for 20 minutes every day for the rest of your life, you're going to get everything you want. Like putting in your card at an ATM and punching in a number and getting money out every single time. That's how it works. That's how it was taught. That's how it was presented. Now, how many people have law of attraction PTSD? Right? It's like, I did it wrong. I guess I had a chakra. And now it's like, oh, there's nothing to forgive. I didn't do anything wrong. It's a learning curve. Because what's the purpose of having a heart's desire? To get you what you want? Mind you, someone's heart's desires, I know this sounds bizarre, can be to see somebody die. Now, we don't think of that as a heart's desire, but
I never thought of that.
Right? Somebody's heart's desire to rule the world.
Okay, maybe I had that. Maybe I had that once.
So we all have.
Sorry.
By the way, I don't think that the soul in human form can go straight to enlightenment first lifetime. Do you know what I'm saying? It's got to start with, what do you want to do tonight, Pinky? Oh, what do you want to do?
Everything. Oh, Pinky, I want to take over the world.
Oh, I do tonight, brain. I take over the world, right? You know.
That show was brilliant.
That shit going on, and that's still certainly playing out on the planet. So it's all been this learning curve to now get to what the soul really came to. There is a I can't even call it forgiveness, because forgiveness, although I'm very Course in Miracles oriented, it's absolution. It's that you never did anything wrong, right? Like imagine a 2-year-old verbally berating themselves because they haven't understood algebra yet.
No, exactly.
It's like, oh, honey, no. Like, let's play with the Legos first before we start mixing numbers and letters in random ways. Let's not do that. No, we don't need any X variables in for a 2-year-old yet. Right? This is a spooky fucking kid if they do. Let's just say. Right? So this thing of getting, in other words, our heart's desires can feel like burdens if we feel like it's all up to us. When practically none of it is up to us. We didn't even choose them. We didn't even choose our heart's desires. They were assigned. They were written into the character, like Erica Kane, right?
Okay.
Right? It's written in. Now, I know people who know Susan Lucci, and they say she is the nicest, sweetest, funniest
woman in the world.
person.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's a pretty decent, way of looking at the soul, the personality, and the ego. Like there's Susan Lucci, the soul. There's Erica Kane, the character, and then there's that evil bitch whore, Erica Kane. Right, the 3 levels of Erica Kane. Oh, it sounds like another book. The 3 levels of Erica, 3 levels of whatever. So to get that, your heart's desires are never going to go away in this lifetime. How many, my guides are really being quite interesting tonight. How many people are drug addicts and alcoholics just to numb the pain of their heart's desire?
Oh, okay.
Millions.
And it's not just the heart's desire, it's the barbed wire they created around it of, I couldn't, the disappointment, the heartbreak, the guilt, the shame, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to have this, which is conditioning. It's not true. I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires, one of the Matt Kahn healing mantra deck, and I believe that was great.
I got that. I got that. Yeah, that's
your
true.
mantra last week, right?
Yeah.
So now to feed the heart that I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires. Now, you don't have to immediately feel that worth. It's called inviting ecstasy, by the way. It's opening a door to it. I am worthy. I'm worthy of that. It couldn't have happened any other way. It's a learning curve. It's a hero's journey. What's the point of the hero completing the journey day one? It's not really the hero's journey. It's a hero's errand. Right around the corner. Oh, I'm king. Yeah, no. I always say, if Obi-Wan said to Luke first, right? If Obi-Wan said, Luke, by the way, before we go on this journey, Darth Vader's your dad, it really wouldn't. I mean, he knew. He fucking knew. He didn't tell him, talk about a son of a mission, right? By the way, the man you're about to go against your worst foe is your dad, which is like Sigmund Freud, courtesy telephone. Hello. Thank you, George Lucas. But that is what pulls him forward. And now that you kind of get heart's desire, you can really look, as we were talking about heroes, superheroes, characters, because that's the motivation. Even Hercule Poirot, which I am still on my Poirot binge, or 71 episodes, and I'm still every day I watch 2 of them or so. Like, what is his heart's desire? It's about justice.
Yes.
And the activation of his little gray cells, but you see how protective he is. The one I'm watching now is The Big Four, it's called.
I think
it's more than halfway through the series, I think. But it brings together Hastings, Inspector Japp, and Miss Lemon.
Miss Lemon.
Yeah, because you don't see them for a big chunk of time in the series. So, and it is, you can see the love that he has and his passion to serve. So service can be a heart's desire. It is for me. I love doing this. I wouldn't do it. Look, I don't like doing laundry. I have to do that. I don't have to do this. I love to do this. So sorry, go ahead.
One of your Taurus reads a few months back was about spiritual counseling, and you said these people, it's ingrained in them, they can't escape it. And it hit the nail right on the head. And I have tried since high school to but people come to me for counseling without, I don't seek them. They just start talking to me, and it's just happens naturally.
And that's the healer. So that's for heart's desire.
Yeah. I fought it, and I finally have said, okay, when I have the time, when I have the energy, my injuries have really put a damper on it, but, I don't fight it anymore because I realize I just can't escape it.
And every hero gets wounded on the journey, by the way.
Yeah.
None of them just stroll right up to the dragon, say, fuck you, grab the princess and move on. Right? There's always that tension. So, we don't deal with dragons in the literal world.
Right.
Dragons and the demons are inside of us, but it's the fear and the conditioning going back thousands of years, passed on through genetic biological heritage. I've said this before. This is not a huge revelation. My father's mother's father killed his wife, my great-great-grandmother, in front of my grandmother and her two sisters. Murdered her. So he ended up in jail, right? And they would go visit him. She was raised by her grandmother. As a result, that created this crazy woman in my grandmother who was very abusive to my father, right? And which made my father, again, born on Flag Day. Look up who else was on it. We're not talking about it right now. I win.
Hey, my mom.
Your mom is also born on Flag Day?
Yeah. And she's,
some other time. We'll talk about that some other time. Yeah, we got it. It's done. I'm gonna let it go.
My mom's good people. I'll leave it.
No, my father was not shit, but whatever. But that's the thing. It's like, so imagine just that trauma. So let's see, great grandfather, grandfather, father, Mark, 4 generations of that unhealed pain passed down biologically, because emotions have chemical components, endorphins, right? Adrenaline. And if they're not dealt with, they sit in the cell tissue, they mutate the DNA and gets passed along. So when I say the chain breaks with me, it really does. First of all, I'm not having kids. But that means that everything that is in this body was written in. But I was not every soul in my upline, because that would mean I would have to be my ancient ancestors as well as my father and my grandmother. And we are all one. That's not what I mean. Of course, we're all one spirit. But down here in the game, no 2 players are alike. That's it's like a prism. We were all the white light, and then we came into the spectrum: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, which is really only a teeny tiny part of the electromagnetic
spectrum. Right.
So this is where the liberation comes. It's like, oh, I'm not fucked up. The character that I am playing may have some fucked upness, but I didn't fuck him up. I didn't fuck him up. Written that way. I didn't even know this. I thought it was Mark Angelo Lyons. I'm playing the role of, but I'm not. I am this eternal, genderless, birthless, no politics. The soul, the immortal soul, the traveler. That's why they say hail the traveler, right? A lot of pagan things, hail the traveler, right? That is the immortal soul. That on a higher self level, all lives happen simultaneously, because time is an illusion. We don't have to go there. It's a bit much. But even just saying that, it's like, oh my God, I'm not even responsible for manifesting my heart's desires. They're either going to happen or they don't. I just got to take the journey. But the idea that I will not be happy unless this happens, that's not the soul. That's the ego. So then you have to say, if a heart's desire doesn't manifest, it wasn't because I did too much or I did too little. It was the carrot pulling me forward to a higher potential I wouldn't have reached any other way. When I was a child, I wanted to be a star. I am definitely, and I think this can relate to me, part of the fame generation, as I like to call it, right? I wanted to live forever. I wanted to learn how to fly high. Well, I have been high on a plane, so I guess I did. A little buzzed. Yes, I will have another Chardonnay. Thank you, Stuart. Who's Stuart? Right? But can you feel the liberation of me just even talking about that? It's like, it's written in. I didn't choose this. These are, everybody talks about, oh, your sealed orders. Oh, your divine mission. What is your divine mission? It's not here. It's here. That's how you know, because you be talked into or out of anything in the third eye. Right? Oh, I really want that, until you see somebody who has it. It's like, oh, that's what you had to go through. I don't want that anymore. You can't.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Can I interrupt for a second more?
Absolutely. I'm going on.
No, because believe me, I you flow, and I like to float with the flow. But what you're describing, which is what I need the constant reminder of, because of the barrage of shit, whatever, out in the world. But what you're describing is what people talk about soul contracts. I'm having a little confusion, and I don't know what I'm even thinking. Is that my understanding of soul contracts is that we have chosen what the plan or journey will be. And you're saying, no, you accepted the role, the journey, and with all of its spikes and I'm sorry, I'm from the Bronx. I can't. I just gotta lump it all together. Has already been chosen, and you have accepted the role. It's a fine line, but there's a difference there. Am I making?
We didn't
Am I clear?
choose, we were chosen. We didn't choose, we were chosen. Now, Matt Kahn,
Okay.
you know I love, I'm going to read something from his stuff in a minute to really answer what you just talked about. He said that this planet for us, not for everybody, but is an angel academy. That's what he calls his intensives, his spiritual academy. And he said that you were told this time that you were going to be a spirit guide, an angel for a human soul. Your first time, you're going to go do this, like, so in your last lifetime, whatever, it's like you ascended, you graduated, whatever. But they didn't tell us that we were going to actually be in the body. So it's a little fucking bait and switch. But it's like, because I'm sure I looked down at the script of Angelo Lyons and I went, that's what he looks like in his 50s. I'm in. I was a woman in my last life, so I'm sure I was like, oh yeah, oh, I get to be one of the. Well, I died in '62, so in 1962 in my last life. So I was like, I'm sure I was like, oh my god, yes, gay men. Oh, and they can get married. Oh yes, I want to do that. I want to be free. I was very much controlled by straight men in my last life work. It was also a good thing, got me to heal a little bit of the karma, but that's another story. So that makes sense that it was a little bit of a bait and switch, but he says even that's true. I think he talks about that in his last video as well. But even at a higher level, even reincarnation doesn't make sense because we're all of it. So there's a lot of thinky. Heart's desire is feely.
Oh yeah.
That's to talk to the child of your heart, inner child work about these desires. It's like the inner child has the hidden codes in there for this yet. Why we haven't, like, because, and it will also have ridiculous reasons. Well, why, again, well, how come you haven't manifested? Like, isn't that the most toxic thing? So why haven't you manifested your soulmate yet?
Right. Oh yeah. Why haven't you done it yet?
Right. Fuck you. But it's when you do it to yourself that's worse.
Right.
Say go fuck yourself, Karen, right? If someone else says
Virgo.
But when you say that to yourself, it's like, oh my god, how fucking hard am I being on myself? Because
especially as a Virgo.
Yeah, right. Hello, Virgos untie.
You're a Virgo also?
Yeah.
Oh, God bless.
Man, there's nobody harder on me.
No, I hear you.
Yeah, still good.
Look at you. I'm sorry. Let me be quiet.
It's all right. No, this is an interactive experience. But the evolution of all this stuff is what it's really about. So I want to read this. This is again from Matt Kahn. I forget which thing it's from because I've got so much of his stuff written down. But it's brief. It's not a whole lot. It's called co-creation, and there are other things in here that were on topic that didn't feel right. So I just want you to I'm going to read them one line at a time. You don't have to read them out loud.
Okay.
Later, if you want, when you play it back. But just let it seep in. So, take a moment, take a breath. Like we always do in the beginning. Check in. You don't have to go into full-on Zen underwater basket weaving peaceful mode. Just kind of tune. Relax. And just let these words reverberate through you. Co-creation. As a co-creator of my reality, I envision the object of my desires because they associate me with the feelings I most desire. Now that I know how I desire feeling, I let the universe know exactly how I wish to feel, with no attachment to what must change, unravel, dissolve, come or go in order to feel that way. If I truly, as a co-creator, am ready to feel the way I want to feel more often, then may the universe enter my reality and change whatever needs to change. Help me face all I need to face. Allow me to learn all that I need to learn, and resolve all that I need to resolve. And I'm willing to do so, because that's what it takes to feel the way I wish to feel more often. And whether feeling the way I desire provides the objects of my desire, or there is a mysterious and surprising new reality where I'm able to feel more of those things in a circumstance or through outcomes I could have never imagined, I trust and allow the universe to guide me where it knows I'm supposed to be, so I can feel the way I wish to feel, whether it matches the terms and conditions I have always imagined. I let go of control. I surrender the need to negotiate. I simply tell the universe what I'm open to feel, and may the universe guide me to whatever that feeling for me lives forever. This is what it means to be a co-creator. Pick a heart's desire. Why is that heart's desire there? Because it represents how you really want to feel. Question number one, like what is the heart's desire? Question number two, what would it feel like to have that? Question number three, what is the purpose? And number four, what is the purpose of it not manifesting into physical form the way I wanted to yet? So pick one. For me, it's in the arms of the right guy. And that right guy has got a lot in there. Because I do desire to feel like that, to feel what that would feel like. To feel like freedom, the safety, but not that protective, defensive safety, but that right place, right time. I'm where I belong, doing what I came here to do. And you tune yourself to that feeling a little bit every day. But there's more heart's desire in there. But they're all holographic. They're all connected. No more than a tire on a car is really separate from the axle or from the brake or the gas tank or the head. It's all part of the same thing. So we don't have to focus on one until it manifests in some way. And we don't even have to take physical action on them all the time. But we can choose to play this game. We didn't choose to come here. We were chosen. But we can choose our heart's desires in a new way. Whether they manifest the way we want them to or not, we can still feel that. And that's going to further our evolution. That's going to open the heart more, not less. And certainly the shadow work, the feeling the emotions that don't feel so comfortable, it's just part of the evolution of it. Because we are heroes, gender neutral heroes, on the path of true love, which is fraught with pitfalls and sand traps and demons and dragons and dark knights and evil queens and Sith Lord, Dementors, Death Eaters, pick your mythology, villains, but even they have heart's desires. And chances are they didn't choose, they were chosen. And the souls piloting those bodies, we all come from the same place. That's us too. We are them. So our worst enemies, our worst villains, personal, global, political, it's us. And all I have to do is tune into mine every now and again. What is my heart's desire for today? Not meaning what is the thing I want to manifest most today. It's a good question in the morning. You know, do a little grace, gratitude, and love, and then really ask the heart, what's the heart's desire we're going to focus on today? Just to feel it. Because then the law of attraction kicks in. Indirect manifestation, you feel for the sake of feeling what it would feel like to have that heart's desire manifest, and you jump a quantum timeline. You change the entire universe or step into a whole other version of one. But that's not trying to make something happen. That's not trying to hack the universe like a cheat code in a video game. This is accelerating our evolution and giving that child of the heart the space, the time, the rest, and the breath it needs to express itself with no one else needing to know about it. So take a moment, put your hand on your heart, and I'm just going to bring through a couple of words here, and then we'll talk about this. Child of my heart, I like that you know and hold all our heart's desires. And I like that I didn't choose them. Thank you for keeping track of them. And I love that I can talk to you about them and feel them without any pressure or trying to make anything happen. Because you are very much a part of me too, my beloved child inside of me. And let's be clear, you are worthy of every heart's desire manifesting into full form in this life. We are worthy of manifesting everything our hearts desire. And whether it happens the way we want to, when we want to, with whom we want to, or not, I love you. That's the bedrock. Everything else changes, but not this. I love you. And when you're disappointed, I love you more, not less. And when you're afraid and worried and frustrated, I love you more, not less. That's my purpose now. And in that, you'll light up. And in that, the heart's desires are given room to breathe. And maybe even to manifest in ways better than we can even imagine. And so it is. Now, as you're ready, you can come back, open your eyes, and give you guys time, some time for some feedback. All right. So I see Michael's eyes open, I see Grace's eyes open, and I see a picture of
My eyes are open.
Okay, so we're going to start with you. Is there just anything you want to say? There's not even a question there. It's just like anything you want to share.
It's very, very, very powerful. And you left a Sagittarian, 5-time Sagittarian, speechless. So
Heart's desire manifested. Who knew?
Yeah. It went deep and it all resonated. I'm in tears, you know.
Heart open, good tears. Everybody's homework is to keep a journal of their heart's desires as they arise. Go in and find them, and sometimes they'll just show up.
Right.
Particularly when one manifests that you didn't know you wanted.
Right.
That happens. I didn't even know I wanted this. I didn't even know I wanted this. I didn't know that this was like this, right? So write them down. We're going to go to...
My mind is still with the, you didn't do anything wrong, kid.
Yeah, I know. But that's the truth.
It is such a release of the body, of everything, of the story, the narrative that I have told myself. And, you know, I'm not 5, I'm older than 5. Mm-hmm. And it is the narrative that I have told myself that is in my cell tissue. It is in this family line. There is all of this, you know, guilt and issues with responsibility, and just, it's just all there. And just to throw that, it's an atomic bomb, but if an atomic bomb can be good.
Yeah.
An atomic bomb of you didn't do anything wrong totally blows everything out of the water. So what are we all fighting about then? Yeah. If we all did the best that we could at each moment in the time in my family, and, you know, and what happened, and this and that and whatever, then what are we wasting our time on right now? It's about guilt. It's guilt of this and guilt of that, and just that thought, that one thought, you did nothing wrong. I have to keep meditating on that.
They're giving me an image for all of us. Now, considering you know, we all come from an original genetic bloodline. The Cenozoic era, right? Like cavemen, hunter-gatherer, all that stuff, right? So imagine, we're not even talking past lives, although that might be, because I'm sure we all had past lives doing this, where you were a hunter in a tribe.
Right.
And you did not capture the thing that you were supposed to hunt and kill so that people could eat.
Right.
Who processed that well? What did they go to the fellow shaman and say, yeah, I have slee stack guilt. Sorry. Fucking slee stack? Fucking slee stack. That's how you know they're fucking.
Oh, that's what I would
right? I failed. I failed.
Yeah.
This world is a game. You just come back and do it over and over and over again. So, but that, what I'm saying is like, that's in our DNA.
Right.
That's in the limbic brain, the reptilic brain, that patterning. And how many of us are rewarded for failure according to the world standards if you got a C test instead of an A?
Oh, please.
So you go to an audition and you didn't get the part, even though you wanted it and you did everything you could. It was your heart's desire.
Oh yeah, and you did all these great words and everything, and I couldn't get cast, you know, as a dead person in our town. That's a bad sign. Okay, I'm just had to say that. I'm sorry.
But you know, I have that in me. But thank God, I've said it 100 times. The quantum version of me that was an actor professionally, because I was trained, dead. He's dead. That version of me died in the 90s. So I'm good. I'm good. Anything you'd like to share?
Yeah, the safety, you know, finding someone you feel safe with resonated. And for me, it's a connection. I've been fortunate when I'm in my younger life to find two people I had the most incredible chemistry with. The connection was so pure. And then I spent 24 years with some, and there was just bad timing with the other two. And then I spent 24 years with someone that I, like, every few years I go, why am I still here? This is not the love that, and in the end, it reminded me after it was all over that I do know what real, true love is. What I need to hold myself to a higher standard and not just accept anything.
But that's part of the game too. It's called settling. And that is ancestral. Don't shoot for the moon. Shoot for this. It's easier. Settle. Like the settlers, right? Trekking across the United States. How's that for a past life? What was that thing called? Wagon Train, that video game? Whatever that was called, right? You had to settle for shit. You had to settle, right? The settlers. It's a journey. It's a game. But the soul has purpose. Reason is a human fiction. You see such a teeny tiny part of it. It's ridiculous how little we know. But this is the process of awakening. But you can't awaken the third eye without opening the heart. So everything that we've talked about tonight, know that you're not responsible for your heart's desires, neither in what they are. They're written in like a character motivation. An actor reads the script, goes, oh, I love the motivation of this. Oh, I see the journey this could be. All right. That sounds good. Hero's journey, I'm in. But you're also not responsible for making them happen. You're not responsible, because that puts you in a place where it's all on you. And where is the in that co-creation?
Virgo.
Oh, yeah, right? But that's habitual.
It's all on me.
And that, so there's an exercise. I'm going to spend some time giving love to that part of me that fully believes it's up to them to do it. It's all on me. It's all on you, kid. Oh, honey, I get why you feel that. It's not true, but I love you. Of course you feel that way. You haven't done anything wrong even by believing that. How could you believe anything else? It's just not true. I love you. Relax. I'm here. I'm here. Simple, not easy. So, your homework is to start writing these down and to answer those 4 questions. What is the heart's, talk to the heart. What is the heart's desire? One of many. They're all connected, but just pick one, right? What is what does it feel like? What would it feel like to have that heart's desire, to have the freedom to even feel the heart's desire? What would that feel like to have that? What is the larger purpose? What is the soul's purpose, the divine purpose that heart's desire pulls us forward into, the carrot pulling us forward? And what could possibly be the purpose of that not manifesting yet? Not from a place of, I did something wrong. Because the majority of people on planet Earth have died without their heart's desires manifesting. But that doesn't change that it was written in. And it doesn't mean they did something wrong. It just means that that's how they played the game. So let's talk about genetic patterning, and then we'll wrap this up with a prayer. What if that's passed down genetically, the heart's desire? Because I know the Sicilian family, the Sicilian part of my family used to live in one of the poorest cities, towns in Sicily. So their heart's desire was to come to America. And they lived very well. Like the Sicilian side of my family is actually, I wouldn't call them filthy rich, I wouldn't call them millionaires, but they really, really did something in New York. If you're ever in Freeport, oh God, it's right by the high school. It's south, I forget the name of the street, something, Brookside Avenue. If you're ever on Brookside Avenue in Freeport, look for the big house on the corner with the big stone fence where that was my great-grandmother's house and my great-grandfather's house.
Oh, cool.
They did well, but their heart's desires weren't about spiritual awakening. But so can be the things that they didn't get, that they wanted. Even that stress, let's call it what it is. Stress has been passed down to us. So that all needs more love, not less. Because you are the soul. And you are integrating and healing the personality as the ego is unraveling and dissolving, which is not pretty. But that's the path of true love. So you never have to doubt your heart's desires. You just don't have to take full responsibility for them. And I have a feeling that takes us from this to this. Oh. And what are you doing when you relax? You're in the flow. And if you have to cry your eyes out before you get to that flow, that's part of the curriculum too. All right, mantra time. We're going to do these real quick. What's the perfect healing mantra for the manifestation of people's heart's desires? Soothing and patience. There's nothing to do but wait. All right. Fourth, what is the perfect healing mantra for his heart's desires? Awakening inspired action. There's only what life is asking of me. There's only what's right in front of me. I don't have to plan it all out. Awakening inspired action. I just got to act on my inspiration. It's only what life is asking of me. For what is her healing mantra for this? Grounding my energy. It's safe to be in my body.
Okay.
And for me, what is the perfect healing mantra for the manifestation for my heart's desires? Invoking self-realization. Each breath confirms how awake I already am. So down with that. So a little fun thing to play with. don't know if I created the event yet for next week's. I don't remember if I made the topic yet, but get ready for it because it's just going to keep leveling up, leveling up, leveling up, leveling up. So it's not a sequential class, but this stuff is pretty damn powerful. Cool.
Yes.
So with the 10 minutes we have left, let's wrap this puppy up. Get yourself comfortable. Take a few nice deep breaths. All right, I just heard this. If you want, grab a crystal at some point. Don't have to do this now. But every time you tap into a heart's desire, put it on your heart and put it in the crystal. So it's not going to leave your heart, but put it in a ring, put it in something, just to kind of store it in there. So you have a touchstone for your heart's desires. Breathe. As I call once again to our collective pantheons of guides, masters, teachers, gods, goddesses, saints, angels, totems, healers, ancestors, and our own higher selves, going all the way back to the divine singularity. Thank you. Thank you for this time spent together. And we ask you now all to please focus on our heart's desires within us, all of the pantheons of the divine. As we don't surrender our heart's desires to you because you're the ones who gave them to us, we're not handing them back. But we do surrender everything we've ever thought about them, including what we've talked about tonight, that we may feel our heart's desires and heal all that stuff around our heart's desires. And maybe this week, give us a glimpse of the answer to that third question. How our heart's desires serve the divine plan. Because we are all one. And there is only one heart. There is only one heart chakra. There's only one of us here. So we are willing to accept and act upon the guidance and grace given for the manifestation of our heart's desires, even just by feeling the emotions of the manifestation of the feelings and emotions around those heart's desires. That as we feel, we heal. And as we heal, all hearts heal. And in that we came and we fulfilled that next step of the hero's journey and the fulfillment of the divine plan. And remind us, we didn't do anything wrong. We've never done anything wrong. It's a video game. It's a drama. And remind us every now and again in meditation and daydream, however that plays itself out, that where we come from on higher planes, there is instant manifestation. The heart's desires are the bottom line of that reality. And we get bored with it. So we came down here for the journey, for the story, for the timeline, for time. That instead of instant manifestation, we dance and we play and we learn and we heal and we grow through conscious co-creation, not to make it happen, but to let it unfold under grace and in perfect ways. Thank you. And for my part, thank you for using me tonight, every aspect known and unknown, to transmit this really important healing truth. That we did not choose our heart's desires, nor are we responsible for them, and nor have we done anything wrong around the subject. But we are still willing to experience our heart's desires manifested in physical forms, and in that manifest our corner of the garden our little piece of heaven on earth for the well-being of all. So mote it be.
So motivating.
That was a lot of work, guys. That was really good.
It was great.
Thank you so much.
Okay, 1 to 10, how do you feel? Yeah, I'm gonna say it a 9. It's just not Katrina and the waves. It's like, I feel good. I feel good.
8-ish, so maybe 9, somewhere between that.
Where are you?
It's a miracle. I'm at an 8.
Yeah.
8-1. I'm at
A
an 8.
true blue testicle, a miracle. Very metal. Just, what the fuck was that? How are you feeling?
I'm going to say, honestly, at a 9. And that's because I was at 1 before this class. And this is what I need. I enjoy it, and it's great to enjoy what you need, but this is what I need. I don't hear this for, it's,
they're not playing this on CNN, apparently.
No.
They're telling people this shit on the little ticker page.
Really?
Responsible for your fucking heart's desires. That would be helpful.
Yeah. I mean, no, I have a couple of people in my life, but mainly I'm the flake. I'm just like, oh, there she goes.
Okay. Anybody else relate to that statement? I am the flake of my family. I am the official
got called
flake.
that today like 10 times, so I'm
not flaky.
I am right there with you.
Right.
Well, I guess
No.
I'm granola. I am a fruit, a nut, and a flake compared to the other people in my family. I am granola.
I'm using that.
Yeah, that's not
Mom,
my joke.
I'm granola.
I think
Is
that's
that your
George
excuse?
Carlin, actually. Granola, fruits, nuts, and flakes. I think that's either Gallagher. I was raised on George Carlin. Don't be shocked. And to Hermione Potter, my beloved new
hello, computer
laptop. Yay! It's so wonderful. It's so fast. Thank you, Hermione Potter. And thank you so much. I love you all. Have a lovely evening. I'm going to go watch What We Do in the Shadows with my mom. Hail.
Farewell.
Hail. Farewell, my
Much
love.
love. Much
And
love. Many
blessings.
blessings.
Bye-bye.